Hello friends, this is BB and welcome back to my channel. We are here with a chess game that I decided to share with you. It's a game between World Champion Magnus Carlsen and Fabiano Caruana. This game is played online on the Chess Invitational Tournament. This is the final. Magnus beat Wei in the semi-final, Fabiano beat MVL, and so they are playing each other now. This is the final game of the final. Fabiano is leading the score by 1 point, and so Magnus, this is the final game, so Magnus needs to win it on demand in able to be the champion of the Chess Invitational. Just in case if Fabiano wins or it's a draw, then he's gonna be the champion. This game is played a couple of days ago, but I decided to show you because it's such an interesting one. I have a short notice to share with you. As you see, I have a new toy here. It's a new mic. It's a new mic right here, and it's a gift from the best IT in the United States, Candido Santana. So thanks, Candido. And after this being all set, I'm gonna drive you straight into this very good game. So Magnus, with the white pieces, opens with c4. So we have the English opening, so Magnus needs to win this game, so he goes for the English. Fabiano goes e5 first, of course controlling the center. Knight c3 from Magnus, and now knight f6 from Caruana. So this is a two knights variation of the English, and the game continues with Magnus going g3. He prepares to develop this light square bishop here. Sorry about that. Whoop, what happened with the interference? So he wants to develop this bishop here. The interference freezed for a second. But okay, the game continues with Caruana going bishop to b4. He develops the bishop, puts pressure on the knight, and now e4 from Magnus. He strikes in the center, pushes the pawn forward. Now Caruana decides to capture on c3 the knight with the bishop. Magnus captures on c3, and now Caruana decides to castle. So it's an equal game so far, and now Magnus goes f3. He protects this pawn here because it was attacked by the knight. And now Caruana decides to go b5. He prepares to develop this light square bishop on this nice square on b7, and now d4 from Magnus. He strikes on the center. He wants to open lines, so his attack can go quicker, faster, because he needs a win and only a win in this game. And now he captures on d4 from Caruana. Magnus, of course, recaptures on d4, and as we can see, Magnus has a very, very nice center, controlling all those squares here. It's a very good opening from him. But let's see how the game is gonna go. And now Caruana decides to capture on c4. And Magnus, before recapturing this pawn here, first goes e5. He attacks the knight, and now Caruana moves the knight to d5. And only now that the knight was moved from that nice square on f6, it was now Magnus decides to capture that pawn on c4, and also attacking the knight here. And now b7 from Caruana, bishop b7 from Caruana, developing the bishop here, and also protecting this knight because it is attacked by the Magnus bishop. And now knight h3 from Magnus. He has a plan for going knight here. He wants to send the knight here, and then maybe knight can go in this nice square on e4. So let's see how the game is going, and the Caruana goes d6. He wants to challenge the strong center that Magnus has, but Magnus first decides to castle. It's the best move in the position, and he goes for castle, and now knight d7. From Caruana developing the knight. Of course, we all know that we need to develop the pieces first before going for any attack. And now rook e2, rook to e1 from Magnus. He puts the rook on this diagonal here, because this might be open soon, and then this is gonna be an open file, and also put protection on this pawn here. And now d captures on e5 from Caruana. He decides to capture the pawn, and d captures on e5. Magnus recaptures, and now as you see, this rook here was a very nice move, because now the pawn is protected here. And of course now Caruana goes knight 7 to b6, attacking Magnus' bishop here. And now Magnus moves the bishop simple to b3. And now queen e7 from Caruana. He finally develops the queen, and now e6 from Magnus. He goes for it. He has nothing to lose, so he just pushes it. And now this is a very critical moment, because Caruana here, he did a very big mistake. He captures the pawn here, but this was not the correct idea. In this position here, so we had here the best move for Caruana was to go here, just closing to go f6, and this was one of those positions that you can play f6. You weaken the king, but also this pawn is stuck here, and maybe you can just put the forces later to attack it. So this was the best way to go for him, but Caruana decides to capture the pawn, and this is a mistake. And now Carlsen immediately goes knight to g5, putting pressure on the pawn here. Now Caruana has no choice but to protect the pawn, and he goes rook f6. But this is a complete blunder, because he blundered the game, and now you can just easily see the next move that Magnus plays, that is queen to c2. And so you see that this pawn here is very weak, and if he can reach to capture this pawn with check, and then the next move, queen here, is gonna be checkmate. So Caruana needs to protect this, and he goes desperately rook to g6. But now Magnus just captures the pawn, so he wins a pawn. And for all you guys that wondering if he can capture the rook, for example here, with a rook here, then it's just a queen here with check, and after king move, this is checkmate. So this is not something that he wants to do. But what else can he play here? So there's not much left for him to do. So he decides, able to prolong this game more. He decides to part with his queen, so he captures the rook. But now Magnus just recaptures the queen, and now he is a queen up. And now rook captures on e6. Now, as we see the material on the board, Caruana has 2 rooks and a minor piece for the king, for a queen. But with the bishop pair slicing all here, it's gonna be very hard for Caruana to defend this. But let's see the next move, how it's gonna go. So Magnus goes first bishop b2, and now the bishop pair is fully operational here. It's just a very strong bishop pair, and we all know that bishop pair is always good. But Caruana maybe has his word to say, so he goes rook a to e8. he double up rooks on the e file, and now bishop d4 from Magnus. He puts pressure on the knight here, and now king h8 from Caruana. He puts the king in a safer square, because if this line might open later, then the king would have been here, and this would have been not good for him. That's why he decides to move the king. But now Magnus goes queen to f5, bishop c8, attacking maybe if he can move the rook, and then it might be some nasty discoveries here. For example, if Magnus does something silly, just pushing the pawn, then just rook e1 would pick up the queen. So this would have been very unfortunate for Caruana, but Magnus didn't go for this. Of course, he just go queen h5. He moves the queen away from the discovery, and now Caruana goes c5, attacking the bishop. Bishop decides to capture on c5. Caruana gives up that pawn to activate his pieces, but there is not much left to be done for him. So rook e5, attacking the queen here, and now Magnus just moves the queen to f7, putting pressure on this rook here, and now bishop to h3 from Caruana. Maybe if he can just land this rook here, that would have been might be dangerous, but now Magnus finds a brilliant move, so he goes bishop f8, and now this checkmate here, it's pretty obvious. So Caruana tries rook e1 with check. Rook captures on e1, rook captures on e1 with check, and now king goes to f2, attacking the rook, and now rook f1, another check, king goes to e2, and now Caruana goes knight c3, gives another check, king goes to d3, and it was in this position on move 31 that Fabiano Caruana resigns the game, and Magnus is the champion of the Chess Invitational. Why he's resigned? Well, there is no defense against queen. Whatever black plays, if just there is nothing to be played, he can just give another check. There is no need. He can capture here, but it's just check goes here, and then there's no more checks, and then just whatever you play, it's just queen captures on g7. So that was the game. It was such a miniature game and such a brilliant game from the world champion. He shows, after he lost the previous tournament, he shows that he is still on track and he is ready to go. So this was all the game. I hope that you enjoyed it all. I'm just saying you that on Saturday is gonna start the Magnus, the part of the Magnus tour. So we're gonna cover that, but that's gonna be for Saturday. Thank you all for watching this one, guys, and I will see you soon with another chess game from the tournament that's gonna start on Saturday, and also we're gonna check out the other sports that are gonna be happen this week. Thank you all, and blessings.